The fourth pick in the 2017 NBA draft goes to
Yes! 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 We kept the pick! Yes! 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 Thank you! Bro! I just came, bro!
What in tarnation?
What is going on, you guys? Your boy TheFlightMike back again with my very first video, and oh my goodness, how long has it been since I made a 2K video? Well, today I'm gonna do something that is actually gonna bring a lot of joy to my heart, man. The Lakers, my favorite basketball team, retained the #2 pick in the lottery. Yes, by the way, I do think there are a lot of arguments to be made as to why this draft lottery could have been rigged, which, if you guys want, I will bring you a video on my reasons why I think this lottery was rigged. Let's try to hit 1,000 likes on this video, man, and I'll bring out the next one. Now, what we're gonna do today, we know that the Lakers have forever been linked to Lonzo Ball, so I wanna see what would happen if the Lakers were able to acquire Lonzo Ball and Paul George in free agency and see the effect that would have on their franchise. Would that be enough to push them to a championship contender, or do they need some more moves to be made? We have a plethora of assets, and I just have to crack this puzzle and find a way to bring a championship back to La La Land. So this is how the rotation is going to look like, man. We have Lonzo Ball at point guard, D'Angelo at shooting guard, Paul George at small forward, Julius at the 4, Zubac, and then we have Ingram coming off the bench with Clarkson, Nance, OG Anunoby, which was our second first-round pick, which I really hope happens, and Timothy Mozgov.
Boo! You stink!
Now, hopefully, I'm gonna try to keep this as realistic as possible. Hopefully, a lot of changes don't need to be made, but holy crap, man. What a start, a 5-game win streak to start out this video. Now, personally, guys, I really hope that the Lakers do not trade for Paul George as opposed to waiting and signing for him, kind of like how the Knicks did their Carmelo Anthony trade. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys saw the picture I tweeted out of the Lakers coming out and saying that we are confident that we are going to be able to get Paul George no matter where he gets traded to in the regular season. That kind of made me really excited because I didn't want to see a repeat of the Carmelo Anthony trade of 2011 where we gut out our entire team and all of our youth, as opposed to just signing Paul George in free agency and hoping that he meshes with our youth and our talent already. It absolutely pains me to make this trade. You have to believe me when I say that. I'm going to trade my favorite current player on the Lakers, which is Brandon Ingram, for Rudy Gobert, simply because he's the odd man out. He's a 6th man. He has the potential to be way more, in my opinion, and we desperately need a center. And if we get a center, we are instantly championship contenders. So I'm really sorry to the true blue diehard Laker fans here, and it would absolutely make me cry if I ever had to see BI go, but for the sake of his career and for the sake of our championship hopes, I'm gonna have to execute this trade. With that trade, this is how our brand new starting 5 and our rotation looks like, which is absolutely beautiful. There is absolutely no reason that this team can't make a playoff push. Of course, we could upgrade from Randall, but for the most part, man, I have to say I'm very happy. We still have a lot of dead weight in the form of Timothy Mozgov. So the next thing we need to do, and probably the only thing we need to do to feel very good about this season, is just get rid of Timothy Mozgov's horrible contract. I don't know what Mitch Kupchak was on when he decided to make that trade, but that trade was a horrible freaking trade, man. A horrible trade. Now, guys, make sure to comment down below if you guys want to see me do this with the Boston Celtics and Marquel Fuld. I think the Celtics have way more potential and a way more brighter future than the Lakers do, and I think the Sixers could possibly form one of the most versatile lineups of all time if they draft properly. But personally, I wanted to start with the Lakers mainly because you guys know your boy's a Laker fan, and I'm just so excited for the future of this team, man. We've been going through some tough years. True blue Laker fans will understand, and people are gonna really start to hate us because of LeVar Ball, but the stuff this guy says, man, sometimes is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm hoping we can make a push for the 8th seed right now, though. I'm really hoping we could make a push for this 8th seed. I'm excited for the future rivalry between the Lakers and the Celtics if Marquel Fultz and Lonzo Ball fulfill their potential. I'm really excited for that rivalry to be reignited, as it looks like we're in the playoff picture, man. We're finishing strong on a nice win streak, and the West is starting to come up, man. The West is really going to be coming up when the Timberwolves fulfill their potential, when the Blazers finally figure it out. And at the end of the first year, you can see that Russell Westbrook wins MVP, Marquel Fultz wins Rookie of the Year, Tyreke Evans wins 6th Man of the Year on the Kings. Way to go, Tyreke, figuring it out. Guys, a great watch. Go ahead and watch some Tyreke Evans Rookie Year highlights, man. That is amazing. And look at this, Brandon Jennings finds himself back on the Milwaukee Bucks. What a nice story. And the Lakers take on the Houston Rockets in the first round of the playoffs. Now, getting into the playoffs alone is a huge W, but if we're able, we blew a 3-1 lead. But the fact that we got some playoff experience is invaluable, man, if you ask me. Golden State versus Cleveland round. Dirk Nowitzki is going to retire with Vince Carter, Jamal Crawford, Tyson Chandler, Richard Jefferson. Jacques Vaughn didn't really, I don't know if he had a great stint as a coach. In the Hall of Fame, Vince Carter and Dirk are going to be in there, of course. League meetings, hopefully nothing ridiculous happens. Change the number of fouls required to player fouls out to 7. I'll be happy with that. Decrease the shot clock to 20 seconds. Man, that makes for some very fast-paced action. Draft lottery, the worst team will have improved odds of obtaining a top 3 pick. That's not too ridiculous, but I like to keep things the way they are. We don't really care about the draft, guys, because we don't have a pick this year. So in free agency, we're kind of strapped for cap space, and all that's really available is Carmelo Anthony. And considering how we have Paul George, Rudy Gobert, and we need to have space for D'Angelo Russell, and I like the way our team looks, I'm pretty happy with the way things are. I'm going to try to clear some cap space by trading Mozgov right now. Hopefully someone will be interested. And well, what do you know? The New York Knicks here to save the day with another horrible trade for their team, but a great trade for us. So as we look at player progression, you can see that Paul George's time is running out. Rudy Gobert is kind of in the middle. D'Angelo Russell improved. So did Julius Randle and Lonzo Ball. Larry Nance Jr. improved, and so did Trey Lyles. So we got to get rid of one of these two. And Jordan Clarkson's starting to regress a little bit. This is how our starting 5 is going to look like. Julius Randle's finally getting it together. Lonzo Ball's in year 2. D'Angelo Russell has a lot of confidence. Paul George is finally ready to win a championship. Now, we do want to trade either Larry Nance or Trey Lyles, but I don't want to mess up chemistry. And of course, we had to add Matthew Dellavedova, bro. I feel like this is our year. Okay. Maybe it is not our year. Looks like things are starting to make sense now. Personally, I cannot wait for Golden State versus Cleveland Cavaliers Part 3. I'm really excited to see Kevin Durant's role in everything. I want to see what difference he's going to make. So I said we had to trade either Trey Lyles or Larry Nance Jr. I'm going to go with Larry Nance Jr. because I'm trying to keep as many familiar faces on this team as possible. So we're going to trade Trey Lyles for Buddy Hield. And I think that's a great deal because that's going to be a fairly cap-friendly offer. But we're not finished, bro. We find our backup center in Jonas Valanciunas by trading away Jordan Clarkson. This also gives us some cap flexibility in case the Valanciunas experiment doesn't work. Clarkson is just regressing, and he's going to continue to regress, and that contract is not doing us any favors. So welcome to the squad, Jonas Valanciunas. Now this is a lineup, bro. This is an incredible lineup, and wait until D'Angelo Russell comes back. That's when we're gonna have some fun. Now our chemistry obviously is gonna take a crazy dip, obviously, because we just made so many moves, but I feel like this is gonna pay off in the long run. I don't think we need to make any more moves at this point. I don't. I think we're just fine. We just need time for them to mesh together. Look at this. We're blowing teams out. Well, I guess I spoke too soon because we kind of just got blown out there. Just like Joel Embiid said, you got to sit back and trust the process, and that applies to all facets of life. Going on a nice 11-game win streak. Of course, I do have to end up jinxing it. Now, guys, tell me, what do you think about the lottery? Do you think it was rigged? If you do think it was rigged, tell me what fan of what team you are. I do kind of think that they rigged it just for the interest of the NBA. I feel like the NBA had so much to benefit. 3 of the 4 largest markets getting in the top 3. Think about it, man. The Celtics, the Lakers, and the Sixers are 3 of the most popular teams, and it is in the NBA's best interest for the lottery to happen this way. But every team is kind of in like a situation where they could draft the best player for them. For example, the Celtics and Marquel Fuld, perfect fit. The Lakers and Lonzo Ball, perfect fit. The Sixers and either Jason Tatum, Malik Monk, or I don't think Josh Jackson really fits in there, but I guess that's like a little bit of a hole in my argument. The Suns and Josh Jackson. I do feel like Josh Jackson's going to go number 4 to the Suns. Mock Draft 2.0 is going to come at you guys soon. It's going to be way more detailed than 1.0. As we get closer and closer to the NBA draft, there's going to be better and better analysis on this. And look at this. The Lakers are in contention and competing for the first seed in the West. Now, I'm not going to be playing any of these games because we just want to sit back and see what happens if these moves were to be made. I try to be as realistic as possible as DeAndre Ayton wins Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I got that 2018 draft class for y'all. I wonder who next year's first pick's going to be, because currently, if you ask anyone, they're going to say it's Michael Porter. But if you've been following the draft for a while, last year at this time, everyone said this year's first pick was going to be Josh Jackson. Before Marquel Fultz really made a name for himself, before Lonzo Ball really bursted onto the scene. Lonzo was seen as like a top 5 pick, but he had a great year, bro. So you can see the All-NBA first team. Oh, none of our dudes are in there. Or the All-NBA second team. The All-NBA third team, Lonzo Ball makes it there. Jason Tatum makes it there. Joel Embiid's on the Nets now. I wonder how that happened. All right, here we go, man. Let's see how the playoffs are going to go. Let's simulate through these, and hopefully we don't lose in the first round. Don't lose in the first round. Okay, we beat the Nuggets. We beat the Timberwolves. We're in the Western Championship, and of course, Warriors versus Cavs again. Man, the NBA, like if I was the NBA at this point, I would definitely rig it, because how many Warriors versus Cavs could we get? Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, David West, Boris Diaw, Leandro Barbosa are going to retire. Tony Parker, of course, is going to retire his jersey. All right, so we're able to sign D'Angelo Russell. So we're able to keep all of our players, but we are kind of in salary cap purgatory now, considering how we have D'Angelo Russell, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, all on crazy deals, and you know, Julius Randle on a crazy deal. So one of these contracts are gonna have to get moved eventually. We need to justify this crazy expensive lineup at this point. Lonzo Ball, D'Angelo Russell, Paul George, Randle, and Gobert, with Valanciunas and Nance off the bench. Anunoby's looking good himself. Buddy Hield's looking good. This team looks stacked. We have no excuse not to pull it off this year, guys. We have no excuse not to pull it off this year. Our chemistry's high. The fans are behind us. Let's get it, baby. Let's see how we can do in the 2019-2020 season. I bet you we could break some records, bro. I know this kind of did get out of whack, you know, with a team with Rudy Gobert, Paul George, Jonas Valanciunas. As I kind of said in the beginning of this video, as years go on, things just get more and more and more unpredictable. Who would have ever thought LeBron James was going to leave to the Miami Heat to form a big 3? And who would have ever thought that he was going to come back to the Cleveland Cavaliers to form another big 3? You know, things like that happen all the time, but you can see currently we are first in the conference. We're doing very well. I really hope that this happens in real life, by the way. Can I just add that on as a little tidbit? If this was to happen in real life, I'd be one happy man. If we can't make this push in this year's playoffs, then at least we know what's gonna have to happen in order for the Lakers to make a push. It's gonna have to be way more than this. Maybe this team was not built to win a championship. Maybe there's some things they could have done better chemistry wise, and man, I would really like to consider this trade. You guys know I'm a huge Jabari Parker fan. I think the world of him. I hope he comes back and plays really well. He was so explosive this year. I used to, when he was coming out of Duke, I would compare his game to Tim Duncan, but like kind of like a Tim Duncan for small forwards, meaning very fundamentally sound except for small forwards, because he did everything correctly. Man, how many MVPs is Russell Westbrook gonna get, dude? Rodney Howard, I don't know who you are. Congrats to Greg Monroe and Mohamed Bamba. Emmanuel Mudiay gets most improved player now with the Chicago Bulls. And Luke Walton gets coach of the year. Our very own Luke Walton. That's what I like to see. The All-NBA first team. Do we see... Why? There's another Pierre Jackson? Holy... Like, is this... No, this is regular Pierre Jackson. Someone just gave him a chance finally. So Lonzo Ball makes the all-defensive second team, which is nice to see because we really need defense. Lonzo Ball also makes the all-NBA second team. Let's see how much he averaged this year. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals. So he's been fairly consistent there. He got that three-point percentage up to 41%, and he's been shooting 45% from the field. Great year for Lonzo Ball, but will that translate to a championship? Time to see. Oh, all right, don't lose in the first round. Okay, you can't lose against the Clippers. Here we go, rematch of last year. They're in. Let's go. The Los Angeles Lakers win an NBA championship. Lonzo Ball wins NBA Finals MVP. Man, 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists. That's an amazing, goodness, 2 blocks and 2 steals. Of course, 4 turnovers. But man, what a year to be a Laker fan. What a year. And oh my goodness, looks like the Sixers somehow got Marquel Fultz. What a fitting end to this video, man. Marquel Fultz versus Lonzo Ball for the NBA championship. Lonzo Ball comes ahead. Well, of course, he had a little bit of help on the side, but if the Lakers can put together the correct nucleus around Lonzo and D'Angelo and all the young guys they have, and they aren't too trigger happy with their moves, they can definitely win some championships. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like. Follow me on my social media. My Instagram, my Twitter, and my Snapchat are up there and in the description down below. Besides that, I'm your boy, TheFlightMike, and I'm signing out, baby. Peace. Woo!